Morning, guys. Early August here, northeast North Carolina. Just getting everything sighted in for deer season this year. I got about a little over a month till deer season kicks off here. Been sighting in this bow to get ready for deer season, trying to figure out arrows, trying to figure out a lot of stuff. Been a learning curve, a couple little mishaps. Got a brand new Tritech 33. Hopefully it doesn't show up reversed. I'm using the forward facing camera. Yeah, it looks like it's reversed. But Tritech 33, these are not the bars I'm going to be running. These are off of my target rig. I got some podium stabs coming. 15 for the front and 10 for the back. Kind of a hodgepodge of spot hog stuff. I actually have the spot hog boonie with a spot hog, what is it, the Tommy hog sight on it, just because I like the smaller ring and the smaller diameter pins. So I've been running that just to try it out. I got all these parts. I got this bow from a local shop here up in Virginia Beach, Timber and Tines. Awesome shop if you haven't been to it, if you're local. Jeff, Kyle, all the guys that work there are freaking awesome. I actually had an issue with the bow. I had a limb failure on it, and we don't know why. I don't think it was nothing major, but they got them swapped out. The limbs are actually 85 pounds now. It's a 75-pound bow. He said all the deflections and everything were the same, but it'll crank out to 85 pounds now, which is fine. I have it back down to about 76, 78 pounds, and it is a freaking tack driver. It is just, it's shooting where you aim it. I need to get those bars in here. I think they're supposed to be here Monday, the podium hunting stabs, so I can get them figured out for the bow. But it's shooting great. The arrows, I'm kind of deciding between two arrows right now. I got the Rip XVs running stock insert on the front with 50 grains of back weight and a 125 point. So this arrow, as it sits, weighs 425 grains, and it's about 20% FOC. I could drop it down to 100 grains, but then I'm below, a little bit below 400 grains. I don't think I want to hunt with that. I'm comfortable at 425. I'm running the AAE Air Razor Pros in the back. I'm running a 4-fletch with a reflective tape, so I am dripping all over the place. Yes, it is 10 o'clock in the morning in northeast North Carolina, but it is friggin' hot and humid. AAE IP5 Knox. This reflective tape I got off of Amazon, and I just used a little cutter to cut it down. I like the blackout look, but you'll be able to shine a light on it, and it'll show up really well in the dark. The other arrow I'm kind of torn between is this Centrum Ultra 204. I'm on the Hunt Staff program with Ultra, so I can get these at a pretty good price. 300 spine, stock inserts, and a 125 point on the front. This one comes in about $465 with the 3 vein. And my regular wraps that I cut out of Oracle 651, it's a little bit lighter than the reflective stuff, and this is a 3-fletch. I have a 4-fletch also, but it really slows it down. I like 4-fletch, but it slows this down. The reason I went with 4-fletch on this, believe it or not, these are about 50 to 60 grains apart, 40 to 50 grains apart. But this 4-fletch and then this 3-fletch on the heavier arrow, I can get these things to hit in almost exactly the same spot on my target, so that I didn't have to re-sight anything. And that's out to 60 yards. These things are hitting within a ½ inch of each other at 60 yards, and they're 40 grains apart. I attribute a lot of that just to the added drag of this vein on the back. I could be wrong. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. I will take your word for it and try it myself. But when I ran this Air Razor in a 3-fletch on this same arrow, I was hitting about 5 inches higher than this arrow at 60 yards. Again, I didn't want to have to re-sight if I decided to use a different arrow. I've been using the practice points. I'm going to use the Evolution Whitetail Fury or the G5 Mega Meat, 125 grains. I haven't decided yet. I have practice tips for both. They're both hitting about the same. The Whitetail Fury hits a little bit tiny to the right with the practice tip compared to the practice tip for the G5. SX4 had an issue with this too, but Stan took good care of me when I first got it out of the box. Got all excited, came out to the yard. I didn't even touch it. I just hooked it up to the bow, pulled it out in the yard, and immediately gave myself a bloody nose. There was a failure in the spring, in the retention spring, and it actually would not hold at all. But again, Darton, Stan, both of them awesome. Both of them took care of me. Had my stuff back to my bow. I had back in a week and a half. Between the shop and Darton itself, I can't complain. For any of you who've been following along for a little while, you know last year I was shooting a Hoyt. I'm not trying not to get emotional here. Interesting story. I was going through a rough patch. Still kind of going through a rough patch, but I was going through a really, really rough patch last year. And driving home from work one day, just driving home from work one day. We won't go any further than that. It was a rough day at work and a rough day at home. And I was listening to the podcast with Randy Kitts on the Podium Archer podcast, and Randy is a very inspiring person. I don't know him on a very personal level, but where I'm getting at with this is I actually sent an email to Randy that night after I got home from work. I looked his information up on the Conquest website. I sent him an email thanking him for such an inspiring podcast, and that was on a Saturday. Monday morning, I'm sitting at work. I get a random weird phone call, and it's Randy Kitts calling me. And he and I talked for probably about an hour on the phone. I was at work. I just took a lunch break. It was early, but I still did it. And talked to Randy for about an hour. And we talked. We cried. We prayed together. He's an amazing person who is amazing for this industry. The archery industry. The archery industry is awesome. I've been around hunting most of my life. I've been around industry most of my life, and I've never experienced what I experienced with Randy. And I told him on the phone, and I told myself, and I told God that day that I will own a Darton bow. I don't have a lot of money. I work my butt off. I have a big mortgage payment that wasn't so big when times were good, but like everybody knows right now, times are freaking tough. The economy sucks. There's no money there, and everything's expensive. So it's tough. But I sold some stuff. I sold a gun, sold a couple other things, and I saved up the money to go buy this bow. I went up to my shop, and I was dead set. I was like, I want a 65 or 70 pound bow. And Jeff up there, Timber and Tines, handed me a 70 pound Darton. And I told him, I said, look, I want to try all these bows. I want to try the RX-10. I want to try the AX-333. And I want to try the Darton. The first one he handed me was a Darton. I walked in the back, and I pulled it back. And you can call him and confirm. I said, are you sure this is 70 pounds? And we went up to the front in the pro shop and put the scale on it, 71 pounds. The 70 pound bow drew like my 60 pound Hoyt. No BS, no crap at all. So I was like, okay. I shot it a couple times. I was like, I still don't believe this is 70 pounds. He's like, well, I got a built 75 pounder out here if you want to try that. It's got an R7 on it. It's got the Spot Hog sight on it. So I was like, what the heck, let's try it. 75 pounds. I went from a 60 pound Hoyt to a 75 pound Dart and didn't have to take any time adjusting to the additional weight. And now that it has limbs on it that'll go to 85, I'm slowly working it up. I'm at 76 now, and I'm every couple weeks. Well, I might not do it right now because deer season's coming up. I don't want to have to keep messing with this thing. I just want to shoot it. But astounded by this bow. Randy, the guys at Darton, freaking amazing job on this whole setup. We actually found with my Hoyt, I was shooting 3/4 of an inch short on my draw length. So I'm out to 28.5, 28 3/4 right now on this bow. And it's just getting more and more comfortable the more I shoot it. This R7 rest is freaking insane. Spot hog, I've been using spot hog stuff for a while now, and having this smaller scope on here has really helped me out. Hey, a fly. That was a fly on the screen. But anyway, Randy, Darton, Conquest, all you guys, thank you for being inspiring, not just as an industry, but as good people. Randy Kitts is one of the most genuine people I have ever spoken to in my life. And if I ever get the chance to meet the man, I can't wait to shake his hand and give him a hug. Sorry I'm so emotional on this. I've been waiting to make this video for a while because every time I tried to do it, I would bawl like an idiot. But here I am. I made it most of the way through. Thank you for being who you are. And thank you for doing what you do for this industry. Of course, right after I bought this bow, you guys came out with the 37, and I will be figuring out how to get that so that I can get back onto my target archery journey. I wanted to go to Lancaster last year, but health didn't allow me to do it, so I sold my target bow. I will be getting a target bow. Yes, I'm a member of the outdoor group Hunt Staff, and I can get a Victra for really cheap, a new Victra 40. If I can figure out how to swing both, I'll try both, but that Darton 37, especially for the fact that they still put all the attachments on there that you can hook up your quiver to that bow. I will try and kill a deer next year with a 37-inch Tri-Tech if I own one, because the speeds are just insane. Anyway, happy Saturday to everybody. Let's throw a couple shots, see how we look at 20 yards. And I'm gonna go inside into the air conditioning and hang out with my, sorry kitten, hang out with my dogs. Just stepped on the cat's tail, she's a little pissed. But just to show you what these two arrows do, yeah, I'm only at 20, but just to show you, these things are hitting darn near the same spot, and I say that, watch, I'll probably whiff one or two. Let's get this beautiful bow in frame. Now let's get my beautiful mug in frame. Sorry for you guys. Whew. I wish I had a chrono. Any of y'all are rich and you want to send me a chrono, I'll take one. I don't care if it's one of those cheap old school ones or if it's a new Garmin. I need to figure out how to monetize this channel. I did get monetized on TikTok once. I made a whole 47 cents one night. That was awesome. Anyway, here's these two arrows. They're not the best arrows I've shot in a while, but I've been out here all morning. This is probably arrow 121 and 122 because I like to go deep. I like the way John Dudley does everything, where you just you pound arrows. I've been out here for about an hour and a half, and left and right's good, up and down a little bit off. I promise you these two would be touching when I was fresh. And the funny thing is, yeah, they might be hitting like this, but once we get out the distance, these have a little more lift than these do. These have a little more drag. These will actually flip-flop. This will hit in the center, this will hit in the top at 60 yards. It's crazy, just that aerodynamic drag. I've never used Blazer Vanes. They had them pretty cheap up at my local shop. So, well, local, takes me 2 hours to get there, but it's the only shop around me. MFAsia, you're listening, open a shop in North Carolina near the Outer Banks. We need a freaking pro shop, and I've been trying to talk with some people about opening a range, but nobody wants the liability of people slinging carbon. So we need a 3D range. We need a pro shop. I do everything at my house. I have a press. I have, you know, I make my own arrows. I have aerosols, fletching jigs, the whole works. And I can shoot up to 85 yards if I stand, and pardon the mess, if I stand out there all the way past my car at the end of the driveway, I can get 85 yards. And I don't do it often. I've done it once. If I go across the street, I can get 100. And I like shooting that distance. Everybody's right. Shoot long distance, you get better at short distance. But I'm gonna go in, get cleaned up, hang out for a little bit, and might be a double banger video. If I feel up to it, I might do a video on my saddle hunting setup this year. I kind of cobbled together a set. Thank you to my dad. Thank you to his boss, Kurt, for sending me a lot of my rope stuff. Kurt sent me a gree-gree. He teaches rescue for a living. They travel all over the world and teach technical rescue, so he's got a lot of rope equipment. He sent me a gree-gree, some rope, Prusik, some ascenders, all kinds of stuff to help with my saddle journey. So I don't have a lot of money invested in saddle hunting at all, probably less than 200 bucks. But I hope everybody has an absolutely blessed day. I hope everybody has the opportunity to speak to somebody like Randy. He's truly inspiring individual, and I hope for some reason that he gets to see this video so that he knows what he means to people, not just me, but to everybody that he touches in this industry, and the technology that they're coming out with on these bows. They're absolutely insane. And sorry to Hoyt that I didn't even try your bow and give it a chance, but you got some tough competition out there. Y'all have a blessed day. I will be on here again soon. Hopefully we get some hunting videos this year. I'm still working on getting permission to hunt a couple pieces. Other than that, we got public land, and I just scouted public land last weekend and got chiggers, so not too happy about that, but it is what it is. And by the time season rolls around, which our season starts early-ish here, it's still pretty warm, but y'all have a great day. Talk to you soon. Support the channel, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you want to see. If you made it this far, thank you guys. I really appreciate it.